Hello and welcome to 97.9 Unity Radio, the best MMA show in all of Central Massachusetts and the 508. Worcester, coming to you live from Utica, New York, and wherever Tyler King is located.
Massachusetts. East Boston, Massachusetts, to be exact.
Boston. I always think Attleboro. That's all. Tyler King, my lovely co-host, the Marauder himself. All he does, he trains, he teaches class, and he just beats that ass all day long. That's what he does. Yeah, and we have another big weekend of MMA coming up with the UFC pay-per-view 308, UFC 308, right around the corner on ESPN Plus. Order early to get a discount. That's their new thing. If you order early, they will give you a discount. So that is good to know because it can add up. All these
get paid by and Steve.
what am I getting? No, I'm not getting paid by them.
Then no need to plug that.
Okay. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. They are one of the fastest growing companies, 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of Husky Talk. And we also have to thank Peter Finch, the attorney, the Finch firm. If you've been injured in an accident or feel your rights have been violated in a pinch, call Finch. And now to our preview of this card. And it is a stacked card from top to bottom. I was surprised to see some of the names on the prelims leading up to the main card. So we're going to talk about a couple of those bouts. We have Chris Barnett versus Kennedy, who I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name.
Ooh, I didn't write that one. It's like Nijua.
Oh, it's okay. It's Nijua.
I'm just going off memory from reading it 5 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, I got you. Wow, Barnett, I mean, is a heavyweight. He's
Nijua.
okay.
Nijua, yeah.
How
pronunciation?
How is Barnett a heavyweight? He's 5'9".
The reason I singled this fight out
He's
is
5'9", 265.
This is one of those like in both several of these prelim fights are what I call eliminators or loser leaves town. Depends on their careers.
Okay.
Barnett's been up and down. He's
Yes.
I believe it. I just glanced. I believe he's on a three fight or 4 fight unbeaten streak. When I say unbeaten, he it was either a tactical draw or unanimous decision, like some sort of tactical draw because the fight was stopped early because he took an elbow in the back of the head, which is obviously against the rules, and they had to go to the scorecards. So I think it was either no contest or a draw on his fight, so it wasn't a win. But Barnett unbeaten, I believe, in his last 3 or 4. Kennedy's, you're looking at him, I believe he's alternating wins and losses. So I believe he loses, he'll probably be cut. Barnett, he wins, he kind of sends to the next level. You kind of look at contender fights. Now, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was looking at Barnett's history, and it just, according to MMA Junkie, it just seems strange to me. He's 23-8 overall, 23-8 overall, but he has not fought since 2022. And he was on the Nate Diaz Ferguson card, and he did win. He beat Jake Collier with a TKO in the second round.
Well, Chris Barnett's a super exciting fighter.
He is.
You asked about You asked about 5'9". He's 5'9". He is all of 265, and dude, he does backflips and like he's won fights, done like front flips, back flips. He throws high kicks. He's knocked guys out with high kicks. He is a outlier as far as he has ridiculous athleticism for his size. Great movement in his body. Like he's 5'9". He's head kicking dudes that are my height. Um, I give this one Barnett all the way. I think it's gonna be exciting. I can see him just, running his opponent over and kind of ascending to that next level. And again, I don't know why he was out. I probably read it. I've forgotten more about MMA than I remember. So
Yeah,
I'll say,
that's what I was gonna ask you because he fought twice in 2021. He fought twice in 2022, and then he hasn't fought since.
yeah.
How for someone like this of his stature, if
Mhm.
you're not fighting, you're clearly not making money. How do you survive
Get creative. I don't know. I don't know.
with it with a
I don't
with a
know
2 year
what.
layoff?
Or I don't know if he has another job or what his other job would be.
But
Yeah,
okay, you would
that's
think
the
he
other
has
thing.
another job.
Fighters got sponsors too. You make money from sponsorship.
Okay.
I can't speak to his situation.
That just amazes me that to go 2 years without a fight and how he survives off that. The other guy, Kennedy, he's 12-5. He has been a little bit more active. He has lost his last two. He lost the split decision in March against Olive St. Preux, who just got
Open
cut.
Saint. And the other
He
thing
just
about
got
that,
cut.
I believe that fight. I'm not sure if that fight was at heavyweight or light heavyweight. I'm not because Open St. Preux
He's
generally
been
fights at light heavyweight. I
right.
always fought a couple of heavyweights, so I'm not 100% sure. But
He also fought Dustin Jacoby when he lost it by TKO. So I don't know if
so, like I said, this is
Dustin Jacoby.
Lee's town. Especially,
Yeah.
like, it looks like Barnett's just getting back into it. He's got a lot of potential. Very charismatic fighter, very exciting fighter. So they're giving him a little warm up fight here. It looks like, and they're
Okay.
gonna clear Jacoby's contract from the roster most likely, and that's kind of the way they see it.
Okay.
And that,
Okay. They're trying to get the fight done so they can move on
yeah,
from him
like
potentially.
this is basically a fight to raise Barnett's stature and
So you think
and clear a contract.
they're going to invest in Barnett? He's the guy
I mean,
that they'll go
I don't
with.
know if they're gonna invest in him, but they're gonna push him a little more than they push other guys. He's exciting, a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I it's
and UFC start planning for life after John Jones as well. So,
yeah,
those plans.
exactly. The other fight on the main card that piqued
Blitz.
our interest was Rafael dos Anjos versus Jeff Neal.
Yes.
Rafael dos Anjos. I mean, I remember him as a legend. I mean, hasn't he
I mean, not. I mean,
held a
pretty
title before?
well. I mean, he's been lightweight champion.
Yep.
Lost it to Eddie Alvarez. He wasn't like a long-standing great champion. He's what I like to call
Wow.
he was a title holder. I don't think I'm pretty sure
He's a
he did not
placeholder.
defend. I'm pretty sure he did not defend the lightweight championship. He lost to Eddie Alvarez, and Eddie Alvarez famously lost it to Conor McGregor. um, and that's whole.
Wow.
The thing about and is this fight 55 or 70 welterweight or lightweight?
It's 55.
Okay, so Jeff Neal's moving down. Um, he's lost, I believe, two or three in a row.
Two in a row. Yep.
It's never a good look, or not even so much a look. It's never a good situation when a guy at that advanced stage of his career is dropping down weight class this late in his
Yeah.
career, coming off losses. And again, Dos Anjos lost two in a row. This is two veterans, and this is a fight for relevancy. They most likely the loser of this fight will be cut. So again, loser leaves town match. One guy's career will continue in the UFC. One guy's career most likely will end in the UFC. So um, honestly, they both been on such a skid. I've just been a lot less impressed, or less let's say less appalled, less, I don't want to say disgusted. I'm not trying to take a dump on the guy, but yeah, I've been less turned off by Dos Anjos. At least I'll pick Dos Anjos. I think Neil's on his last legs.
Yeah, I mean, Dos
I mean,
Anjos.
I think Dos Anjos is also on his last legs, but yeah, I'll pick Dos Anjos, being less reliability right now.
He's been in the UFC since 2008.
Yeah,
That's incredible. That's incredible to me. And
two grizzled, long-standing vets competing on the elite level, but
39. Yeah.
it's gonna end for one of them on Saturday.
So I mean, you think that they use the prelims in some cases just to get the fight on the card so they can dump some contracts.
No, that's just where this fight falls. They're both on a skid, so
Right.
guess where that fight falls. You look at the main card.
Right. The main card obviously is different.
I can see only one fight on the main card that could take they could put this fight on. But again, both guys coming off 2 losses. I mean, the Ige fight's the only one I would change up based on, standing. But Ige's a contender, and his opponent, like we'll talk about later, is an undefeated fighter. So one thing about the UFC is they will go according to the rankings as far as like placement on the card. I mean, if a guy's super famous, he might be on the main card, but yeah, like they're both 2 veterans on their last legs.
I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball because I saw on the undercard Bruno Ferreira. Is that any relation to Raynon Ferreira from the PFL who got pummeled?
Steve. So I'm going to give you a little hint. When you see Brazilians on these fight cards, last names like Ferreira and Silva, and they're Brazilian. Like you just reckon most.
What's that? Like Smith over there?
Yeah. Most likely they're not related, Steve, but hey, it's possible.
Well, okay, that makes sense because he's only 185 pounds and 5'10", so I maybe he would really be the younger, smaller brother. And looking at the main card, and as I mentioned to you, there are no female fights because this is in Abu Dhabi, and I believe Abu Dhabi pays them a pretty good site fee to come over there.
I mean, I don't know if that is 100% the case. Kayla Harrison just had a fight, or no, excuse me. No, never mind. I don't think. I'm trying to remember if the last UFC was also in Abu Dhabi. I don't think it was now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you talking the fight 307?
What's that?
Are you talking UFC 307?
Not Harrison, excuse me. What's her name? Raquel Pennington.
Oh, yes. Pena?
Juliana Pena.
Yeah, yes. I do not. That was in Vegas. I thought that was in Vegas. But
yeah, it probably was. I was thinking it was in Abu Dhabi for some reason. I just watched PFL cards for Abu Dhabi, but I don't think there were female fights on that. There might have been. I have to go back.
Yeah.
But generally, they will not. The Sheiks, and they're not as big of fans of female fighting. We know the oppressive. Like we know how, the women's status of citizens in the Middle East. So
yes. They have to wear a lot of clothing. Among other things, the start to the main card looks to have some potential. Shara Magomedov, right?
Magomedov.
Armen versus Armen.
Patrosian.
You can say his last name.
Patrosian.
Shara is 14-0, and Armen is 9-3. I believe this is at the 170 pound welterweight.
Is it a
So,
welterweight or middleweight?
I believe it says welterweight. It's
Okay.
It's at 170. So is that fighting in a different weight class for him, for Shara?
I'm not sure. I think he might have been an 85. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Magomedov. He's been a killing machine. Blind in his left eye. I believe it's his
Wow.
left eye. He has a dead eye. From Russia, I believe. Just insane. Giant red beard, big mane of red hair. He just has the look. But go on the look. This guy's got tremendous fighting chops. Superlative striker. Great kicks. Can also grapple. Can also wrestle. Coming from the area of the world he does. Looks to be. He's the dark horse in the division. He's a hot fighter right now.
And he looks to be relatively new to the UFC. He's only had 3 fights.
He's around a year to a year and a half.
Yeah.
The UFC, I believe. Armen lost 2 out of his last 3. I think this is just another feeder fight to the ascension of Shara.
Yeah, Shara is won his 3 fights and in the UFC, and it's interesting that he's 14-0, and he's only had 3 fights in the UFC. Armen is 9-3, and it looks like he's lost a couple. He's won more than he's lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, he's 5-2 in the UFC. His last fight coming in February, where he lost to Randolfo Vieira via submission in the first round. So this will make his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be his 5th fight on the card. So, like you said, I mean, they typically sign 4 to 5 fight contracts, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and he's from Armenia, so
Yeah.
that'll be an interesting one. But I agree with you.
Shara is
Shara
him over.
Shara's going to go to town. Shara's going to go to town.
Shara's going to run him over.
The next fight on the main card, Dan Ige. Did I say it right? Ige?
Is that the next fight? Is it the Ankalaev fight's on next?
According to this, I mean, it's got Ige, but
all right, no, go ahead. We can. I thought I wrote down the order from Wikipedia, so I'll trust the
okay.
Wikipedia. Yeah, we're talking about Leo Murphy versus Dan Ige. Similar situation to the Dos Anjos Neal fight, except they're not older veterans. I think that Murphy solid contender in the top 15, though Ige on the rise at 135.
On the rise.
Excuse me, I believe. Is it the other way around?
I remember Ige.
I need you to look at the records.
No, he's 18-7. He lost his last fight to Diego Lopez.
Yeah, so he's alternating, and Leon is he undefeated or on a streak?
He is. Yeah, he's 14-0-1. Leon Murphy.
Yeah, I just got mixed up. Kind of the same thing as the Shara fight. Ige's generally been the gatekeeper at this fight class.
Yeah.
So that's another example of this. You got Leo Murphy, hot prospect on the rise. This is the fight. Say, okay, can you mess the top 5? Can you mess around the top 5 with this guy?
So Vince McMahon, his hesitation with buying the UFC. Shane McMahon wanted to buy it in 2006. Vince McMahon was 100% against it because he felt that he by not being able to control the outcomes of the fights, you're investing in the fighters and they lose and then you're screwed. But in a sense, with certain fights, UFC does set up the guy that they want to win with an opponent that may be inferior
Yeah.
and may give them a better chance to win.
So the UFC
They do
has,
that.
like, again. I mean, thing is, you still got to fight the fight, and that's the
Oh, of
big
course.
difference.
Right.
I mean, the
Right.
matchmaking, most matchmaking, they have, once you get the big fights, or even at the lower level, sometimes you get those fights that no one knows it's a coin flip. But then
Right.
with matchmaking, they will set guys up for success or failure. It's
Who
pretty exciting.
is Dana White primarily the matchmaker, and there's somebody else too?
Usually I know Dave's involved, but he has so many other things on his plate. For the
Right.
most part, it's why can't Hunter Campbell and shoot, I'm trying to remember his name, for matchmaker LFA. Oh, why can't I remember his name right now? It's
No,
Hunter Campbell.
Hunter Campbell was one of them that I had heard of, and there was
Shoot, I can't
another name
remember
that I
the
was
gentleman
thinking
from
of.
LFA. I can't remember his name right now. Shoot. Hold on.
That was a big part of it, and I heard he was a very good matchmaker. That's why I asked. They thought that he did a good job putting a lot of the stuff together. I didn't know how much of a role Dana White played in it. Obviously, he wears many hats.
Excuse me. The other ones are Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard. So
Okay,
generally,
so
Hunter Campbell, Sean Shelby, and Mick Maynard. Obviously, Dana's involved. Honestly,
yeah,
Dana's heavily involved, but the primary guys, that their only job is matchmaking. I think Hunter has a couple of the jobs in the UFC, but Hunter Campbell, Sean Shelby, and Mick Maynard.
can Dana or would Dana veto a fight if he doesn't want it?
Obviously,
He will.
obviously.
He has no problem stepping in and saying, "No, we're not doing this."
Yeah, 100%. If he
Okay.
feels strongly enough, but he has a team that he trusts.
Yeah, yeah. And overall, what would you say about the partnership, TKO, UFC, WWE combining together? It's been a short period, but do you think it's worked out well for both companies? Or
Honestly, I've seen there's been like no change. But as far as UFC goes, there's really been no. There really hasn't been a
yeah,
change for WWE either. The major change,
well,
the major change in the WWE came with the Vince McMahon scandal, and
correct.
Hunter was able to take full Hunter it's less like Hunter Helmsley. I can't remember
Oh,
Hunter's
you're
last
talking
name.
about Triple H,
Yeah.
Paul Levesque. Yeah,
Why can't I remember Paul Levesque's last real name right now? Paul Levesque.
Helmsley, Hunter Hearst
Stephanie.
Helmsley,
Yeah,
Triple
I
H.
know. Stephanie's obviously involved, and they have a team. But you've noticed difference in the
Stephanie
direction of
is not
WWE.
involved,
That's
actually.
again, that's just because of Paul Levesque, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H.
He's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's the guy running it right now, and I would bet money that Stephanie definitely has a voice now. But all the changes you've seen in WWE are a result of Vince McMahon's scandal. It's
Correct.
business as usual with business as usual with the UFC. Maybe we'll see something, but right now I think everyone's just staying in their own lane.
WWE has become actually more profitable. This has been their most profitable year, the most profitable WrestleMania they have. And I think Paul Levesque, Triple H, handling creative has really changed things, changed the culture there, and guys really feel like they have an opportunity to shine, and they have more freedom. Where Vince would be tearing up scripts 2 minutes before the show, everything's planned out in advance, and I think they're doing a good job, and they need them to, because the WWE revenue stream is paramount to TKO. With this combination. TKO apparently still owes money, so they're going to have to pay off a significant amount of debt in the next few years. The next fight is our guy Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. How was that?
Say what?
Magomed Ankalaev.
Ankalaev
Versus Alexander Rakic. Rakic.
Yes.
This one looks really good. Magomed is 19-1-1, and Alexander's 14-4. Let's see. This is lightweight, right? Light heavyweight, 205.
Yep.
Yeah, light heavyweight, 205. Magomed last fought in January. Man, these layoffs. I don't know how they handle it. And he was on a fight night. The last time this guy was on a pay-per-view was in 2021. So good for him. Good for him getting back on a pay-per-view.
Again, I mean, he kind of fought like this is simply a fight. See who's going to be next at light heavyweight. These are the two guys who will be
really.
Yeah, this is a fight to see who gets executed by Peloton.
That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
That's all this fight is. They just need a fight. Like, not that he needs a fight because Peloton has fought like three, 4 times this year. Yeah, this just see who's next for the belt at light heavyweight.
No, you're absolutely right. That's what.
It's probably gonna be I lean towards Ankalaev, Rakic.
Yeah, I mean, your friend.
He's got superior skills, superior wrestling. I think I don't see a lot of excitement in this fight. I think Ankalaev will win it probably by decision.
Yeah, your friend Brett Akamoto picks Magomed, and he also agreed with your assessment. This will probably be for the next contender for the light heavyweight championship. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see. What do you think it will be a long fight? Do you think it'll be short work?
Steve, pay attention. I just said it'll probably be decision.
You think it'll go that long? Okay.
Yeah.
You're not really impressed with either guy, to say the least. Wow. A guy who's 19-1-1 still doesn't toot your horn?
I mean,
19 wins? No?
Who's that, Rakic or Ankalaev?
Magomed, he's 19-1. Alexander's 14-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. I'm just curious. The semi-main event, which there's been a lot of talk about this for a while. I guess it was supposed to happen before, or it happened before.
This fight's fallen out of a few different events.
Yeah, right. Khamzat is fighting Robert.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whitaker.
I always love watching Robert Whitaker. But this is interesting because he has not fought since it was 2023. And he beat Kamaru Usman, which was a huge win.
Okay, short nose fight. It was in 85, and Kamaru's obviously fought most of his career at welterweight. Right. In the short nose fight, they paid. They definitely just gave our guy a nice little bag and said, "Hey, fight Khamzat. Needs an opponent." Khamzat's been talked about as the boogeyman. He screamed in the UFC during COVID. 2 finishes in 2 weeks. At 185 pounds, just outclassed and smashed his guys.
Wow.
Not from a big training camp, from the same training camp as Alexander Gustafsson in Sweden. I believe
He's been undefeated in his
I
last
believe
6
he's
fights.
I believe he's Dagestani. I believe he's from Dagestan, but he lives in he lives in Sweden.
Yeah,
Um,
he lives in Sweden, correct.
the rumor has been he had a immune disorder. That's been the rumor. This is very
Oh,
interesting by
wow.
Bobby Knuckles as of late, since his loss to who's I believe his loss who he beat. Was his last loss to is Sanya or
His last loss was to Ikram Alasarov. Oh
who?
no, I'm sorry. No, that's who he beat. His last loss was to uh Druis Duplessis.
Oh yeah, Juris Duplessis, who's the I forgot about that fight, who is now the current UFC middleweight champion.
Right.
He'll be fighting Strickland next. This fight, see who fights the winner of that fight. Number one contender fight.
Robert Whitaker again could be going for a title. Jesus.
Osman is just an enigma. We don't know his fights versus elite competition have been
Well, I mean, he's
oh
7-0.
what?
He's 7-0 in his last 7 fights.
I
I
know
mean,
he's
he's been in the
undefeated,
UFC.
Steve. He's undefeated. I know.
Yeah.
He, lower competition, he blew away. Gilbert Burns, he
Right.
had exciting, crazy back and forth fight with. Um, forget his last fight. Um, oh yeah, Kamaru Usman at 85, and now
Right.
we have Bobby Knuckles. This is a true contender fight. Um, the crux here is will Hasmat be able to implement his wrestling against Bobby Knuckles? I think if Wicker keeps this one on the fight, he will win this fight. I do not know if he will knock him out, but actually, I would say probably round two knockout. And
I can't believe that.
round three, round four knockout if he wins by knockout. Otherwise, he'll win a decision.
I can't believe Whitaker is only 33 years old. It seems like he's been
He's been
around
around
forever.
forever. Been around
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. I mean, he started in 2012. But wow. Yeah, he fought last in June and he won. He won his last two. And then the only loss he had was to the current champion, the Duplessis guy.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't even know this. He had 2 fights against Israel Adesanya,
Last
the
time he's lost both
the
times. Yes.
the style bender guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, the style bender guy, Steve.
well, I just like the name. They call him the style bender, and he does nice flips and moves, and when he gets into the octagon. But why he lost by unanimous decision there, and I didn't know they fought twice.
He
Wow.
lost by decision, got knocked out.
Now I can't remember for sure. Is Israel still a champion in one division, or
So
did
again, Steve, we just went over this.
yeah
Um, no, Dricus Duplessis is the champion of middleweight right now.
yeah? But I know Israel was a 2 division champion at one
He
point.
was not. He was not a two division champion, Steve.
He was
His number one. He's only been
he
middleweight champion. He was the interim middleweight champion, then became the undisputed middleweight champion.
okay. He never fought up at a different list. I
No,
thought he fought for a
he
title.
fought up once. He fought Polish Power.
Oh, okay.
What's Polish Power's name? Shit. I'm bad with names today. Polish Power. He won decision against Israel. Israel only waited for that fight like 194 pounds. It's crazy.
Right. No, I remember that they were trying to get him to go for another.
No, he did there. They weren't trying. He did go for another belt. He lost.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
over.
Okay.
That's all over.
And he lost to Politan too. Wow.
Yeah, but
Twice.
they fought 85 though. They fought 185.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. So he's been all over the place. Wow. That's a lot of movement. Um, Israel,
Not really. He fought one fight at light heavyweight, and the rest of the
and
fights were at
then
middleweight. All of
okay,
those fights were middleweight, Steve. All of the fights except
Sean
one.
Strickland was middleweight.
Yes, it was, Steve.
Okay. And Pereira.
Yes, that was a middleweight for the third time, Steve.
Okay. All right. I'm just checking. Just checking. And then the main event, which everyone is talking about and looking forward to, and is expected to be, as JR would say, a slobber knocker. Ilie
Ilya,
Topur-
Ilya Topuria.
Topura
Ilya
versus Max
Topuria versus Max
Holloway.
West Holloway.
Ilya is 15 and 0.
Yep.
15 and 0. This is for the featherweight title, I believe, but it says that Ilya has been a bantamweight for most of his career.
No, not that.
No,
Maybe I don't know.
yeah, that's what it says. But
Okay.
he fought Alexander Volkanovski and won via knockout.
Alexander Volkanovski to win the UFC featherweight championship. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so he is the featherweight champion, and I don't know why they listed him like that. That's interesting that they listed him as bantamweight. So it is for the featherweight title. And Holloway has been around for a while. It's good to see him back, and he beat Justin Gavey, which I remember seeing.
Justin Gaethje for the BMF title at 155 pounds.
Wow. Okay, so he fought up at 155, and now he
Yeah,
dropped back down to
he's fought
145.
up. He's fought 55 several times.
So let's say it's Thursday. How much does Max Holloway weigh right now? Would you say?
Went in tomorrow, and it's about 12:30 or 1:30 in Vegas right now.
It is 3 hours behind, so it'd be 1:30. Yes.
He probably is around, depending on what he's done so far. The weigh-ins tomorrow. He's probably between. I'd say he's like between 55 and 60 right now.
God, that just seems so much to try to cut. Like,
Like
when does
10,
the real cut
no,
start?
10's usually the magic number. If you're
Okay.
if you're right around 10, like right above or right below, you're in good shape for the. Like he's still got over. Well, they'll weigh in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Vegas time. So he's
Oh,
not.
right.
So he's probably got about.
Okay.
He's got
Okay.
about 20. He's got about 20 or 21 hours right now. Yeah,
Yes.
he's probably right around that. He'll cut the rest of the weight tonight before he goes to bed, or he'll wake up early tomorrow morning and do it. Like
So,
he'll probably do a water cut to get around 50 between. He'll get between around 160 or a little below tonight, then probably cut the rest in the morning.
when you say a water cut, does that mean they'll take like a diuretic, like a
No,
water pill,
they'll usually
or they
sweat it
just
out.
don't drink?
No,
Okay.
they'll either do
Okay.
like a summer suit in a sauna, or they'll do like the trick I really like to do when I fought down a couple times at 22, 25. The best thing to do is a scalding hot tub, cover yourself in Abilene, a little green alcohol in the tub, and you sweat it out.
Yeah, and I used to watch that MMA show. I used to like with one of the Jonas brothers. I thought that was a good show. Kingdom, I think it was called. And I remember they wore trash bags when they did the weight cuts, and the weight cuts
I
were
mean,
just brutal.
no one really uses trash bags anymore, but yeah, that's the thing.
But I mean, 10 pounds is the number you get to the night before the fight.
Everyone's
That's
different, but
the
everyone's
night before the weigh-in. Night before the weigh-in. I'm sorry.
like I don't. Most like some guys are bigger, have a bigger cut, but
Okay.
usually the numbers around 10 pounds. Some guys are a little closer, some guys are a little bigger, some guys are a little smaller. It just depends. Depends on the guy.
And I mean, we've seen several of these cuts become dangerous for these fighters. Some fighters have been pulled because of it.
Generally, that's been kind of overblown. They put safety measures in place, but
Oh, okay.
we're grown men, bro. Most of them wrestled their entire lives. It's not that big of a deal. I mean,
You don't see the weight cut as like
I'm
the big
down,
deal.
I'm downplaying it a little bit, but I think the concerns are overblown.
Okay. Well, just so you know, your guy Brett Akamoto picked the other dude to win. He did not pick Holloway to win.
Look, it's cool.
But I mean,
Ilya hasn't really fought a whole lot of guys. The only guy with a name he's really beaten is Volk.
Volkanovski.
He
Yeah.
was a rank. He was the guy in the rankings, but he's trying so hard to beat Conor McGregor, calling Conor McGregor out.
Really?
There's a meme out there that compares their look and their tattoos and everything, and now he's acting like.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
What a punk.
At the end of the day,
I don't like him now.
but it seems to me that Ilya's just playing the part, trying to get paid, whatever. I mean, I don't like his methodology and how big of a nut hugger he is for Conor
Yeah.
McGregor. But at the end of the day, it's not. I'm talking. I'm talking.
He's a nut hugger.
At the end of the day, Ilya Topuria does not have the same level of competition. He does not have. He's not been in nearly as many big fights
Right.
as Max has. He's not as tough as Max, and has so much momentum behind him coming off the knockout of Justin Gaethje.
Yes.
Max has he's still. I think he's on the right. I don't think he's 35 yet, and he's just in this game at the elite level. This is probably. I feel like this is a big night. I feel like this is his night. He's earned this. I'm going Max Holloway, late knockout or decision.
Wow. Okay. So Holloway, if he does pull this off, do you see a rematch?
Who cares?
Who cares? Okay. I was just curious what you would see next
If he comes
for
out
Holloway.
and smashes Ilya, no. Like
No. Okay.
Ilya, I don't. If you don't like a guy, and like people are like tuning in to see him get his ass kicked, like that, no, that's viable from a marketing standpoint.
No, 100% it is. You're right. You're 100% right. It is.
I feel like he's so cringe. And it's like you have a guy like Henry Cejudo. You have a guy like Henry Cejudo who's
Yes.
like cringe, and he embraces that. And he's like playing the part. He's it's kind of his shtick now. So I mean that it happened naturally. Ilya's just forcing it, and it's just
Right.
it comes off. He comes off as so disingenuous. I don't see the UFC. I don't see the UFC like pushing to get back in the spotlight if he loses this fight.
You can honestly tell that he's forcing it. Like it really comes off that bad that he's pushing it. That wow, that's I can't believe that he's forcing it and he's really pushing the McGregor angle. But I guess everyone has to because they want that payday.
Everyone doesn't have to, but Jess, we live in a copycat world.
I know
that. Okay, why do you think Conor McGregor was so popular so quickly? None of it was forced. He was just being himself.
Yeah, he was himself, 100%, 100%. I did want to ask you about something. Just looking forward, I know UFC 309 will be in November, but the fighter that I wanted to ask you about, just because of wrestling purposes, Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall, defeated CM Punk in his first fight, and he's gone on and he's 7-6 and he's young. Do you see Mickey Gall having a future in the UFC long term, or do you see him flaming out?
Okay, You say 7-6. He's had 13 fights in the UFC.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So
That's why
like,
I'm saying
yes, he's entrenched himself.
he has.
It's
Okay.
just it's for Mickey Gall. It's if he's gonna turn that corner. I find like
He's young. I know
all
he
right
was young.
at this point in my life, Mickey Gall probably my favorite person from Jersey right now.
And he's coming
What
off three
time
straight losses too.
What's that?
He's coming off three straight losses too.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that tells you that the UFC likes him too because they're giving him another fight. Must win situation for him. Who's he fighting?
Yeah. 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 He is fighting Ramez Brahmaja. I can't pronounce the name. It's
And what's that
R-A.
time? Well, we could probably wrestle. This is gonna be a tough fight. It's a
He's
tough fight.
10-5-0, and Mickey
Oh,
Gall is 7-6. Yeah, and
I mean, he's 10-5. He's 10-5.
yeah, yeah,
Toss a
ten
fight.
five zero.
Toss a fight. Then I mean, I'll be pulling for Mickey, but
Do you think, like, obviously, if Mickey were to lose this fight, he could get cut? He could be
no,
on the chopping.
he'll if he loses, he'll get cut. 4 in a row, he'll get cut.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, since 2020, I mean, he's only fought a couple times. He fought in 2022. He had his last fight in June of 2024, where he lost by unanimous decision. So this is his next fight since then, and he's a welterweight. I always liked him because they did that reality show with him and CM Punk, and I thought he came off like a prick, and I loved it. And
They did a reality show.
they did a reality show of CM Punk training for his first MMA fight against
I think I remember
Mickey Gall.
that. Yeah, Ross.
And it was awesome because Mickey Gall was making comments about AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, and I just loved it. I just loved how he was a prick. But I'm just surprised that I was looking it over. I was just surprised to see his record at 7-6. I would have expected better from him. And obviously, the two fights looking forward, as we've talked about, Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. People are critical of Chandler for taking this instead of waiting for McGregor.
What do you mean, dude? He was gonna wait like. I don't see
Well,
Conor for March. Dude. He needed a fight. Like he made.
No, I know he did. I know.
Like the Ultimate Fighter, but like.
I know. I agree with you. I agree.
I see Charles beating him, and I see Chandler getting cut. So I mean,
You see Chandler getting cut?
It'll be his third loss in a row, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he has lost, but I mean, he's fought tough battle. Yeah, yeah. You're no. It's he beat Ferguson, but he lost to Gavey and he lost to Oliveira the first time around.
Be his third loss in a row.
No, he beat Ferguson in between.
He might not get cut, but who knows?
He beat Dan Hooker. I mean, he's 2-3 in the UFC. He's 2-3 overall. So
okay.
But I understand because he's older and everything.
Get cut with a loss, but stranger things have happened in the UFC.
But I mean, for the lightweight division right now, they have Poirier and Gavey ranked 2-3. So I think this is really important for Chandler, especially if he wants that fight with McGregor.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll happen, or do you think it's just?
I used to think it would. I was.
Do you think it was actually going to happen if he didn't break his toe? Probably. Or do you think you do?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think Chandler would have? No, you thought McGregor would have eaten his lunch.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. 100%.
And the other main fight that we've talked about several times, and I bring this up for another reason, but John Jones versus Stipe. Ngannou really wants to fight John Jones, and I believe he mentioned that in his post-fight interview.
Yeah.
John Jones, is the best of the best, as you said, the cream of the crop, and he has one loss. And who is that one loss to?
He's never lost. No, he's not ever lost.
It goes down as a loss. I'm just reminding you, if you look at his record, he's 27-1.
It's not a loss. John Jones is undefeated.
Okay.
Dude, I mean, you can't.
I'm just reminding you who he lost to.
You can't fix retarded.
Oh, you can't say that.
Sorry.
You can't. Oh my God.
Death is the least of that guy's worries. You can't fix retarded.
Can I ask where your animosity towards Matt Hamill started?
Because it's a fight that was on the table and he was a retard.
So you were all set to go with him.
Yeah, that fight's been on the table. He didn't take it.
And he backed out.
He's a retard. Like, you can't talk to that guy. He's retarded.
Well, I know he can't. It's hard for him to speak.
No. I'm talking about, this was, instant messenger. This was texting. The guy is retarded.
Right. No, I agree with you.
God bless your unwavering championship spirit to win a D3 title at a very special.
He did RPI or wherever it was. He did.
No, Steve. He went to something college for the deaf.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It was in Rochester. I thought it was in Rochester.
Yeah, he was playing with modified D3.
Right.
Cool. You want a special people championship.
So I also wanted to mention.
You want a special person championship, and you almost beat Michael Bisping one time. You almost beat Michael Bisping one time.
A special person championship. That's what
man. One time.
He did.
Dude, gold star, buddy. Gold star.
Oh my God. I don't know if I'm gonna have to edit this or not. So basically, the way ESPN has it right now, Francis Ngannou, they have is the top heavyweight pound for pound in the world. Do you agree with that?
No.
You don't?
John Jones is the number one heavyweight in the world.
Okay.
Francis is super freaking impressive. That fight needs to happen, though.
So, if that fight were to happen, you think they fought before and John Jones won. I recall.
Fight before.
They've never fought before?
No, Steve. John Jones and Francis Ngannou have never fought, Steve.
Oh, I thought they had fought one time.
No.
Okay. I'm thinking of somebody else. I think there was another guy I saw. Maybe it was St. Preux. I get them confused. St. Preux. I watched that fight. But you think Ngannou would beat John Jones?
No, I think John Jones would beat Francis Ngannou.
You think John Jones would beat
Francis?
Okay.
Where are you today? Jeez, bro.
Well, I it's just tough for me to understand because I know you're such a big John Jones guy, and you think he's the best ever. And do you obviously believe that he'll beat Stipe?
He should smash Stipe.
Yeah. Stipe did not look good the last time he fought, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. I'm trying to look at Stipe just to see, because I know that his loss was to Francis. They never got a rematch, and then he did beat.
Pretty sure, Steve. I'm pretty sure they fought twice.
You think they fought twice? Okay, let's hear they fought once. But yes, they did. They did fight twice. They did fight twice. In 2018, he beat Ngannou, and then in 2021, he lost to Ngannou, and that was it. And then he beat Daniel Cormier twice and lost once. So that's interesting to see, to look at. What about the other guy? I always enjoy watch fighting is Derek Lewis. I hope he gets a fight soon. I hope he's back in the mix. Do you like Derek Lewis?
What's that?
Do you like Derek Lewis?
Yeah, he's terrifying.
He's terrifying. He does throw a monster punch. He does throw a monster punch.
I was singing the aisle at a UFC event when he fought Alistair Overeem, and Alistair came out first. I was like, holy, he's way bigger in person, man. And then Derek came out, and I was like, even more appalled by how big he was.
I agree with you. Derek, I mean, he's got a monster head. But will you be you'll be watching the pay-per-view this weekend and maybe partaking in a few
actually bets? I don't think I am going to be able to.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You'll be at the University of Connecticut ringing the bell and being honored for the first UConn team ever to go to a bowl and win, as you destroyed Toledo. That is a tremendous accomplishment, and congratulations that you will be leading the team out and ringing the bell. And hopefully they keep you guys on the sidelines. I hope they do that, because that's something they haven't done.
I think we'll be on the sidelines for a while. We have
good.
I'm probably gonna hit up Perry and Dewey, see if
they'll be in a box.
Bellamy's gonna be on the field with me, so I might go up to the box with him. We'll see.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Congratulations on that. Hopefully we beat Rice. We definitely need it. I also have to thank our sponsor at the 42nd Brew Co., located in Kingston, Mass. They have a variety of Pilsners, IPAs, and lagers. A wonderful tasting room, incredible ambiance. Friend, former teammate, Steve Darby is the owner. Go down, check it out, have a beer on us. And Green Street Trust International, Rennell Jump and his team specialize in alternative investments and strategic tax planning. To schedule your free tax strategy session today, go to calendly.com/Green Street Trust. And for Tyler King, we went through the UFC 308 card. Outstanding analysis and insight as always. Good predictions. It's going to be interesting to see how things shake out. And congratulations on this weekend. I look forward to watching the game and seeing you ring the bell.
I don't know if that'll be televised, but thank you, Steve.
Oh, they'll televise it. So for Tyler King, the Marauder, all he does is train, teach class, and he beats that ass. And myself, Steve Cully, the best podcast and radio host in the universe. This has been 97.9 Unity Radio, the MMA Report. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them